Okay, I did receive another question in the email that I provided. Again, any questions, feel free to send an email to the email that is in the video description. Wasn't expecting a whole lot at first, if any at all. I wasn't really sure, but I did get another one here, so I just thought that I would do a quick video here, given that it's a relatively quick answer anyway to the question. The question that I actually got was my opinion of Frank White, and obviously that varies a little bit. Frank White, as a person and everything, what he's done for Kansas City, the Royals, just local in general. I've always been a Frank White fan. I can remember in the mid-90s at some point, without looking at the timeline of whenever he was with the Royals there, not playing obviously, but coaching. I stayed after a game because I would always stay before and after the games. I would always be there early and then stay late. And he was one that signed autographs one particular night after a game, and I can remember he was there for a while signing autographs, and I remember I was standing next to him for quite a while, and I did get my ball signed by him, and I got somebody else on the same ball also, and I can't make out the signature on it, but I've not tried too hard. I'm sure that I probably could if I tried, but it would have been nice to have somebody snap a photo in that instance, because we would have been standing side by side. I would have probably been about 13 years old at the time or so. Would have been kind of funny to look back to. Now, moving forward to county executive days, he was actually the third county executive under my realm anyway. I started toward the very end of Catherine Shields' reign, and then I was there for Mike Sanders the entire beginning and end for Mike Sanders. And whenever, it was Frank White that was, appointed, nobody really knew, but there was some excitement just because it was something different, or at least we felt that it could be different. And there were a lot of negative things that started under the Mike Sanders reign. Not to pick on him specifically, but there was a lot of ridiculous policies and lack of, I guess you could say, accountability. Just off-the-wall problems that you would probably never think that we had. And hiring the people appointed to make the big decisions, that was probably the biggest problem. And so, whenever somebody new steps in, you always think, well, maybe this can change. And unfortunately, it did not. It actually just got worse. And so everything that was already kind of making a lot of people leave already, especially in the assessment department where I was at, and the folks that were doing that and the reasons behind that, in fact, they really just got worse for the most part. And so it was pretty quick, it was pretty quick and obvious that not much was going to change. It was just going to be kind of a continuation, basically, of what had been going on previously. And that was a big disappointment. And so as a person that worked at the county for 12 years. It was under Frank White's realm, obviously, that I decided to call it quits. And it took a lot for that to happen. I really did enjoy my job a lot. Worked right down the road from where I live. I mean, there were a lot of things that it took a couple of years, probably, really, to make that decision. But pretty much illegal stuff going on to make me leave. So, as a county executive, not a fan. As someone who's done for a lot for Kansas City, definitely a huge fan of that and can appreciate that.